guys, it's me, Rebecca. So this will be the start of another weekly vlog. The weather has cooled down a bit compared to last week, and it's supposed to be a bit cooler. I'm laughing because my weather app said that we're supposed to get rain and snow Saturday, and I know the snow will not stick. It will probably almost be like rain where it's falling, but it will just cause the ground to get wet. But I just think it's funny considering last week was in the 60s, so yeah. So, but as you saw, I did go for a bit of a walk after running some errands earlier today. Today will probably be the warmest day of the week. And that's really for the warmth, if you cannot tell, and after last week where we got, I guess a sneak peek. I'm just excited for it, so yeah. But that was very beautiful, and as you also saw, I have done some reading of The Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwin. I started this morning. This takes place in Edinburgh in 2005, and it's about this girl who kind of goes up to Edinburgh for university, and she's trying to reinvent herself, like the way she talks. It's like she wants to completely start over, completely delete who she used to be. Like she's always thinking of the way she talks, like the way she pronounces words or articulates them, like. But she meets this girl named Tabitha, and they form a friendship. And Tabitha and her group of friends, they're elite. Like, they're from London. They're the rich kids most people just are not the biggest fans of. And our main character, Claire, she, yeah, as I mentioned, she does become friends with them. And yeah, I'm only like 56 pages in, and I am liking it so far. I do have to say, like, at times the setup feels a bit washed, because Claire, in order to make money, like to make money to spend while in university on necessities, she starts working part-time at this bar, and she forms this relationship with one of the other bartenders. And yeah, just like that setup, like, it just felt a bit washed out of nowhere just quite quickly. But I do have to forgive that, as this book is quite short. I think it's only like 325 pages, so yeah, not very long, but yeah. And yeah, I'm liking it so far. Otherwise, like, I am curious on exactly what Claire is wanting from, like, why she wants to completely reinvent herself. Like, I understand you are in university and you want to reinvent yourself, but the way she's going on about it, like, she completely wants to be a whole new person, like, delete who she used to be, honestly. Yeah, I'm liking it so far today. Why did I say that? I don't know. So far, oh my god. But yeah, for the rest of the day, I'm just gonna be doing some more work, and yeah, nothing too exciting today. So yeah. So it's the next day, and I decided to try and do an angle where you see more of my background instead of this plain wall, I guess. But yeah, I've done some work, I've edited the video, and what I'm here to do is update you on my book. And I'm on page, why am I so awkward? And I'm on page 106 of The Things We Do to Our Friends, and I'm still liking it. And it's, I'm sorry, I got a notification. God, this update's a mess, but whatever. And it seems like Claire is kind of like, she's kind of almost being, she is joining the group properly, like, the friendship she's building with Tabitha and the others is growing stronger, and she is almost like, I guess, changing herself, or in a way Tabitha is changing her and making her look more like Tabitha. Because Tabitha takes her to get her hair cut and bleached in one eye, and she never told the hairdresser what she wanted, but everything was set up by Tabitha, so yeah, that's I guess concerning or interesting, I don't know. But one of the characters, Ava, she makes a point in the fact like Tabitha lives in this like dreamlike world where everything is perfect, where things are good, like you don't see the trash that's on the side of the road, you see the beauty in everything, and I'm just wondering if that's because of what she's experienced in her life. Oh yeah, that's also interesting. And now the group is in France on what's called Reading Week. I don't know what that is exactly. I'm guessing like a week before finals, where you are able to study. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, and I'm guessing that is where the plot will actually start, and I'm so intrigued to see what will happen. And one more thing about Claire is that she mentioned something like she hasn't gotten angry in a while, and her mood's like almost calmed down. So and it's like what is about that exactly? Like her moods are constantly changing, like yeah. And I'm also curious about Claire's own relationship with her family, because she does go to her grandmother's house for Christmas break, and it seems to be her and a grandmother, like neither of her parents are around. Like I'm intrigued about that. I am very much intrigued about learning more about Claire prior to her coming to Edinburgh, like the reasoning behind like why she wants to completely reinvent herself, why she's allowing these changes to be made almost like without her permission, in a sense. Like she did. Yeah. And there's still a lot of intrigue I have about Claire, so yeah. And yeah, I think for the rest of the day I'll just be doing some more work, and I do want to try and write a bit, so we will see about that. But so it's the next day, and I've done some work and whatnot. I'm planning to go outside because I need to do the leaves that are still left over from fall and pick them up and put them in bags to take them to like a recycling place or whatever. And yeah, but and I have done some more reading of the things we do to our friends, and I'm still liking it a lot, really. We do get to know more about Claire's past, about why she's trying to reinvent herself, why she's living with her grandmother, why neither of the parents seem to be in the picture, and it might seem vague and whatnot what she did, but she excuses the fact like she doesn't remember much because she had too much to drink, which I mean, understandable, but yeah, it just seems like as well, like even before that, like she didn't have the best home in life as well. Like her parents were quite secretive. I'm not sure if that was before or after the events that took place, but yeah. And yeah, I'm still liking it, and we do get to know more of like the plans Tabitha and our group have. Like Tabitha really has, like she is the center of it, and it seems like she's trying to help women whose husbands are always neglectful of them, like they're so busy with work and whatnot that like these women are just like they don't have jobs. Like if something happens to them, like if them like in Tabitha's case, like her father had an affair. He took all the money when he divorced his wife, leaving her with this like almost abandoned like mansion in France, which and Tabitha will essentially be cut off when she's done with university, so she cannot help but think that most men are like this, most successful men are like this, and she seems to be helping these women before they get to the point where their husbands cut them off and leave them with nothing because her mother didn't work, and yeah, and Claire seems to be so enthralled by Tabitha, like she's not questioning Tabitha at all, like her motives, her plans, nothing, or like she's just like she's agreeing to everything Tabitha says. Like she wants to be a part of this group, and she's so as I just like enthralled by her, so enchanted by her. It's like Tabitha has this like a spell over her, and that is interesting. And I do like how this is when it's being told after all of the events, when the older version of Claire is looking back and being like, I should have done that, but instead it's too late. Like, what's done is done, what's happened is happened, and this is the story of what's happened. And yeah, I'm like in Ireland, and we just were introduced by this interest Tabitha has with witchcraft, especially witchcraft in Scotland. Apparently the witches had a lot of money and whatnot, so I think Tabitha's main motivation is about money. Like she did grow up in a place of money, and she was left nothing after her father left her mother, and she will have nothing when she's done with university, so she just wants to be sure that she's financially secured again. And as well, like I do see the Dark Academia vibes, because this is a bit culty, like everyone is really obsessed with Tabitha. They're always like agreeing to her plans and whatnot, either because of shared history, like with Ava, Samuel, or Imogen, or well, to kind of because they want Tabitha to like them, like Claire does, and they want, and Tabitha has taken Claire under her wing, and yeah, I do like it a lot. So yeah, that's it for today, and I'm gonna go outside to deal with the leaves, which it's not too bad outside, thankfully, but I just want to deal with this because it seems like a lot of people like in my stay have done it from what I can tell. So it's the next day, and I was just out running some errands with my mom, and I have done some work, and I have also done some reading of the things we do to our friends, and I'm still liking it a lot. Things like the plans like that the group has kind of been working on, like to I guess catch these men in the act, like of them cheating on their ex, have kind of escalated with Tabitha throwing some sort of liquid in some man's eyes, which caused it to burn. Like she said it was an acid, and it seems like with Tabitha, she's using these men as like almost like a replacement for what she wants to do to her father, which is to get some sort of revenge on him, like ruin their lives, like her father's cheating ruined her life, like he cheated, but yeah, he's cut off his ex-wife and his daughter, and he's making their life miserable, which yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about that, but it's like she's using these men as like, there's a proper term, but I'm just gonna say an outlet for the revenge she wants put on her father. And it seems like fractures in the group have started to appear. So like people kind of drifting away, and kind of issues that are happening behind Claire's back with like Sam, Tabitha, Ava, and Imogen, which I have to say I feel bad for Imogen because Tabitha treats sort of like good shit, honestly. Like, Tabitha is, after the scene I read, very friendly, let's say, with Ava, and Samuel is one of her best friends, and she treats both of them decently, but with Imogen, she treats Imogen like shit, because Imogen is someone who tries to question Tabitha, who tries to make Tabitha come to her senses, and Tabitha's like, no. It's always like, Tabitha lives in her own world where everything goes her way, where everything is like perfect, and anyway, she wants it, and yeah, that is interesting. And with these factors, like, eventually the things will fall apart, as we might have this scene as one of their plans seems to have fallen through. Like, Claire mentions that this one is very much different than their usual plans, where they prepare weeks in advance, where they kind of develop the relationship with I guess their victims over time, or their clients' husbands over time, getting close to them before capturing the evidence they need to show the proof to the wives who were suspecting their husbands or cheating on them. And yeah, and with this one, it's like, they're in a moment, like, they've kind of done some research on the guy, but because this does take place in Edinburgh, and the guy is from America, so it's not the easiest. So yeah, and as well, we do, from what I've read, and I forgot to say, I just got to page 220. We do see more of Claire's background. Like, we start, like, from the very beginning of her life, like how her parents met and fell in love, and we're gonna learn more of, like, how she met Dina and the other girl who she got in trouble with in Friends. Like, yeah. And I have to say, I can see why Claire is the way she is. Like, her parents suspected there was something wrong with her, like, in her development, so they took her to a therapist who suggested that they lock her in her room and let her be all by herself, and like, lock her in a room with nothing she can destroy. Like, she seems like a very young kid at this point. How is that supposed to help the development of a child's brain? I don't understand, but yeah, that's what they do, and that does change Claire, so yeah. So that's interesting thing, like, how the way she is, like, it seems like in a way her parents are at fault because they didn't know what they were doing. So yeah. But I also like the fact, like, Claire seems to be like in a way, a chameleon. Like, she's able to change herself. Not change herself, I'm sorry, that was wrong, but it's like, Claire's not even her real name. Like, she had a different name, and when she moved to England from France, she chose Claire because, you know, when you say Claire, it's almost like you're about to smile or something. And with the fact she uses so many different names when talking to the husbands, she seems to be forgetting, like, oh yes, I'm Claire. If someone on the street was like, hey Claire, I should respond to that. So I do like that. Like, there's, like, multiple, like, personalities in there somehow, or I don't know, it's interesting. But yeah, she seems now to have come out of the bubble that was Tabitha's influence. Like, she's kind of out of that bubble and is, like, back in the real world. Like, she's aware of how literally messy her room is. Like, she's not really made clothes on the floor, like cleaning dirty clothes and mixed up. Like, she's coming back to reality and no longer in Tabitha's, like, fantasy world. Like, I do find that interesting. And as well, I am still intrigued about, like, Tabitha's obsession, sorry, with witchcraft. Besides the fact like, oh, witches make money. There's a history of witches in Scotland who make money. Like, she found the recipe for whatever she threw in a guy's face online, and it's not acid, it's something else, but it seems like she might think like she's making a potion. Like, that's the vibe I got from that part of her making whatever she made. Like, it didn't kill the guy or like permanently blind him. Like, apparently he's okay, but yeah, still. But yep. And I think for the rest of the day I will just be doing some more work and whatnot. And yeah. So it's the next day, and I have done some reading of the things we do to our friends. And I'm still enjoying them. Why do I keep saying that? But I don't know. And we kind of see more of Claire's background. We see like how her parents continue to lock her in her room, like away from everything. And it seems like it's less about like trying to help her and more just like kind of keeping her out of their way, because her mom seems to be dealing with her migraines. Claire has been known to be destructive in the past, so it's like they're protecting themselves from their daughter by the lock in her room. And yeah. And Claire, she seems to be very lonely. Like, her parents are very distant, and she never really had friends, and she wants friends. Like, she is someone who is willing to change herself to ensure that she has someone around her. Like when she notices like her two friends, Dina and Adrian, I think it was, when she starts noticing them kind of like distant themselves from her, she creates this elaborate plan, and is the plan that kind of gets her in a lot of trouble with her friends. And she's just trying to keep people's attention, keep people interested in her, but she tries not to be too much or too something. Like, she tries to find a balance where she's just right, where she can fit in with these other people she wants to be friends with. Yeah. And we are starting to see as well how this failed job has an effect on the current friend group Claire is in, and how she kind of wants like get out of this job, and Tabitha's well, no, come on, like stay. Like Tabitha convinces Claire to stick with it because Claire wants Tabitha to like her. Like she's still in Tabitha's world in a way, but it's not only that, I think she's just trying not to be alone. Like, she's really in a way been alone her entire life, so she just wants attention. She wants someone to care about her, and yeah, and it seems like Tabitha tries to kind of make people do what she wants to do, like try and keep them in this like dreamlike world she's created for everyone. Like, after the attack, Tabitha just stays in the apartment with, not Tabitha, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Claire stays in the apartment with Tabitha, Imogen, Ava, like whatnot, and Ava apparently like later assured Claire that there's no drugs involved, but Claire felt like not woozy, but kind of like out of it, like nothing was entirely clear, so that is also intriguing. And yeah, and today I just have more errands to run, and which involves getting rid of those bags of leaves I collected a few days ago, and I think I might try and go for a bit of a walk in between a few of my errands. It's a bit chilly outside, so I don't think I'll last long, literally. I'm a grandma. I'm someone who doesn't like being cold, like, we will see, but hopefully we will, and yeah. probably I was gonna film tomorrow this update because I'm gonna be out for much of the day. Like I don't think I'll be home until like this around 4 or 5. But then I remembered the sun sets at 7. I have time, but so I'll probably be tired because it's gonna be a long day. So yeah, I'll be doing more reading and I'll be finishing this book tomorrow for sure, probably. So yeah. So it's the next day and it's also the end of this vlog, and as you saw, I did not update you last night when I got home as I was pretty tired. It was this long day for me, so yeah. And today is Saturday and I've not really done much today. I've just not been feeling well for some reason, and it's also quite dreary and rainy outside, so that's lovely. But I have this finished, the things we do to our friends, and as I said, I enjoyed it, and I really, really enjoyed it. Everything did come to a crescendo, and then I think Claire tries to like distance herself from Tabitha in that group, but Tabitha, she's kind of bringing up Claire's past, or to make Claire, to kind of blackmail Claire into staying in that group. Like the way that group worked was like everyone felt like they owed Tabitha something. Like Tabitha had, anyway, blackmail material against them, or favors against them, or they felt like they owed Tabitha something. And so yeah, like not the best from group, but and it turns out Imogen and Samuel, like after what happened in the Highlands, they left the group, and like they stopped being friends with Tabitha. They cut her out, and it turns out that Tabitha didn't really know what exactly happened in France with Claire, and it was someone. It was Ava who kind of was using the material. Like Ava didn't tell Tabitha what happened because she just knew Tabitha would take it and run with it, like kind of try and ruin Claire's life with it. So yeah, but everything they come to a crescendo. In a sense, Claire kind of does something to Tabitha that puts Tabitha out of commission. Anyway, permanently, like she doesn't kill Tabitha, but Tabitha is like in a vegetative state where she can probably hear what you're saying, but she's awake, but she cannot respond, or she's not able to, or something. I'm not entirely sure the exact condition, but yeah. And in the last 20-30 pages, we get like a flash forward and a flashback. This flash forward's like, I think many years down the line. I'm not entirely sure how much. But Claire is like, she's moved on in her life. She's married, has a house, and then she also has an escape plan for when that marriage will fall through because she knows, she and her husband both know that marriage will fall through. Yeah. And speaking of that, I do like how that husband, like he doesn't have a name. Like he's just referred to as my husband. So he doesn't play a huge role in the story whatsoever. And also shows, like, I guess, an importance of names, because Claire, she's changed her name so a few times, and she's never to do it again. And there was a quote at the very end that I liked. It's like, I look similar, but so much of someone is in how they move and how they speak. And that quote is from page 315. And Claire, in a way, she's hiding in Claire's side. She hasn't changed her physical appearance anymore, but it's like she's hidden herself in a way, like it's how she holds herself. Like there's this mystery about her with her husband's friends and, well, her new friends. So yeah, and she doesn't really talk about her past. Like, she only, like, when the conversation seems to be talking about, like, her past, about her work, she moves on to, like, someone else, to that person's, like, project they're working on for work, or how they might be feeling about their boss or whatever. So that's interesting. And the flashback, like, we see more of what happened in Friends, and I can see in Claire's. Wow, so I have to say, like, that maybe a bit psychopathic, maybe, like, in a way, like, she wants to hold on to people, and she places the blame on others for her actions, even though she's in control of her actions most of the time, or, well, not most of the time, but yeah. And speaking of blame, it seems like she was imagining, like, mold or something was appearing, and I'm not sure if, like, initially that was, like, because of her lack of sleep, but she's still seeing it, so I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, there's just a lot of exploration about her mental well-being, her mental health, and yeah, I just generally did really enjoy this novel, and yeah, I think there was something else I wanted to say, but I'm blanking. I think what I was gonna mention was the fact that Claire and Ava, they've taken the company that Tablet was started and continued on with what they were doing, but with the development of technology, because this novel does take place in, like, I think 2005, and with modern technology, it's kind of, in a way, made it safer for the girls to do what they do, like, unless they meet up with the guy, like, face to face, they're able to maybe, like does have conversations in chat rooms or in text messages or something. That's still evidence to the fact that these men might be cheating, so, or are cheating, I should say. But yeah, so that's also interesting. This, like, the changes work and whatnot. So yeah, that's it for this novel, and I think this will be a good place to end this vlog, as it is a Saturday. And yeah, and for the rest of the day, I'm probably gonna try and do some cleaning, and I'm gonna be trying to write some more. So yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, tell me what you've been up to recently. If you want to, please subscribe to this channel, and if you want to follow me on any social media, then all those things are in the down bar below. I'll see you guys next time I post a video.